mind cherish. Think of mind cherish. Think of that sentient beings happiness. Okay, and then the happiness and free from suffering, and then with the body, speech, mind to help, to benefit. Help doesn't mean only to give food or medicine or give shelter or give peanut butter or something. You see, give give a pizza or something, pizza or something. You see, not French pizza or Italian pizza or something, Italian mozzarella cheese or something. Anyway, not just that. Help. So when you think help means just something like that, don't think like that. Limited, very limited. You see, must since we made since if you haven't with the Buddha Dharma, then you can only you can understand what that. So, but with Buddha Dharma, you can think very deep help, profound help. You see, so anyway, but help doesn't mean you have to be with him. Help all those people. Help means you have to mix with people. No, not necessarily. Help means you have to be in the hospital or you have to be in the mix with people. Mix with the children, or mix with the old people. Mix with them. So get crowded with them. Yourself get crowded with children or with all people. So so somebody living in the solitude place, cave, or the Mount Everest or the Himalayan, something far. Isolated place, and you are living in the pure morality. You don't see anybody, not even you don't see anybody, not even birds, not even the birds. You're not seeing even the insects. You're not having interview even with the insects. So anyway, so anyway, with the with the renunciation, you see, realizing your own samsara, natural suffering, then see and think, and then on the basis of that, knowing others' suffering, and not only suffering pain, but suffering of change, how the temporary samsara pleasures only nature of suffering, only in nature of suffering. So therefore you see the desire realm pleasure, not only nature of suffering, and the form realm pleasure, happiness, form realm happiness, only nature of suffering. That, and formless realm were free from those two other sufferings. Even the aggregates is only nature of formless realm. Even their aggregates is only nature of suffering. Result of delusion karma, totally under control of karma and delusion. So that's how it is pervaded by suffering. Then contaminated seed of delusion, so it's pervaded by suffering. So that, and then they compound this life suffering to compound future life suffering. So like this, I say, so you are living in pure vow, pure morality, to not harm sentient beings. That many vow to not harm sentient beings. So that's incredible. That's unbelievable. And so yeah, that's unbelievable. On top of that, of course, there's and then there's so much happiness, peace and happiness they receive other sentient beings by stop giving harm to them, you see, by living that many number of vow, okay? So to not harm others, okay? But that is based on to not harm yourself. Is based on that, of course. So that comes by the way. Then with the top come out, then of course they receive so much happiness from that. Then of course there's compassion. So then your compassion pursue you to meditate to have realization of don't talk much about Bodhisattva, Tangdriva, all that, and then to have realization of the three principal parts and two stages. So you are meditating to have those realizations. Can you imagine what a benefit the sentient may receive when you have realization? Bodhicitta, I already mentioned other nights. More unbelievable. I mentioned that even every single breath, breathing in and breathing out, every single breath becomes cause of happiness of sentient beings, I said. And everything becomes cause of enlightenment, becomes cause of happiness of all sentient beings. Even each breathing out, when you have bodhicitta realization, and every single act becomes cause of enlightenment for sentient beings, a cause of happiness for sentient beings. Can you imagine? Just even very new Bodhisattva, just with on your general bodhicitta, most amazing the benefit. So you are in a solitary place to actualize, meditate, to actualize bodhicitta. Can you imagine? That's then that benefit numberless helpings, numberless hungers, numberless animals, numberless sura asura for life to life. Can you imagine? Wow! Then that brings to enlightenment. Wow! It's not just life to life. You can imagine. Then brings to enlightenment. Wow! Then after achieving enlightenment, you liberate the numberless sentient beings from each realm. You liberate numberless sentient beings from each realm, and bring them to enlightenment. But that's happening. Even before. But that's happening while you are preceding the Bodhisattva's path, especially Arya Bodhisattva. Can you imagine? Wow! Skies of benefit the sentient beings receive from you. Deeper and deeper. Wow! So so now you can see. So now you can see person who's doing meditation retreat, or they say living life totally in the lamrim, the day and night, you see, an isolated place, away from distraction. Can you imagine the goal? Deeper and deeper benefit to sentient beings. Deeper and deeper benefit to sentient beings. Then ultimately, achieving enlightenment for sentient beings. Can you imagine? So you see the benefit. How much numberless sentient beings, what benefit they receive from that person. Wow! So that then by realizing emptiness, can you imagine that you're able to then you're able to liberate others. You're able to show truth to other sentient beings. You're not ignorant. So you show truth to other sentient beings, then you're able to liberate them from the cause of samsara, karma and delusion, you see, by causing them to realize emptiness and develop. And then you see, achieve great insight. Then we should directly perceive in this Arya path, you see. Then that helps them to directly seize the delusion of gross development. Then afterwards with the or with the bodhicitta or intermind path, then seize even the subtle development, so that it's amazing. So that's then that's based on the renunciation of samsara, that realizing how you are samsara and all the nature of suffering of those. feeling like that you are that you are in the middle of the fire, like that, being in the samsara. Even every second is like that. Being inside the septic tank. You're drowned, you fell down, or you're caught inside the septic tank, or the however, fill the jetty with the worms, insects, you see, inside filled with all things like that, or the or sitting negative body, inside the thorn bush, thorn bush all around your body, see, like that. So, so it's like nature of samsara. So when you realize how samsara, nature of suffering, it's like sitting on needle, sitting on the tip of the needle. It's like that. So see, as mentioned by Nagarjuna, sorry, by Shakyamuni Buddha. So like that, if you realize how you are samsara, nature of suffering, then it's like every second is like sitting on the no peace and sitting like on the tip of the needle, So that how you about sitting like wrapped around with the thorn bush, you see, trapped, kind of all around thorn bush, So like that, you see. No peace happiness even for 1 second. No break from suffering even for 1 second. No break from the especially the pervasive compounding suffering, which I actually described before. So that whichever realm you are, desire realm, formless realm. So you even formless realm, you don't experience those two other suffering, but you experience pervasive compounding suffering, and the fundamental suffering. Yeah, so that. Yeah, so. So you see, I use two things. One is living the pure morality. You see, pure morality in a monastery, nunnery, isolated from others, isolated from distraction, from mess, from others. You see, from the distracting condition. Okay, objective delusions. Then the other ones, I also use living in an isolated place, but developing but living pure, putting yourself into this condition, is living the pure life. You see, abstaining from all these negative karmas. The other one is by living the Patimarsa Buddhism. But the other one is developing the mind at the same time, developing the mind in the path to enlightenment. So you can see now, benefit what the world receives from that person. Benefit what the world receives. Not only this world. This world is like one atom, but numberless universes. There are numberless universes. So all sentient beings receive benefit from this person. Can you imagine? And now receive. That doesn't. First thing, they do not receive harm. They don't receive harm from this person. So that's amazing peace and happiness. What this, and on top of that, development, compassion, all that. You see, can you imagine? And with the compassion pursuing the mind, that person is to develop the mind in all these paths to enlightenment, to have all these qualities. Can you imagine? All the quality of cessation and qualities of realizations, more, developing. So that means every time, more realization you achieve means greater benefit. Greater benefit, deeper benefit you are able to offer numberless sentient beings. Imagine. So you are in the condition, living the vows. You are in the condition, absolute place. You are free from, distractions. So those conditions, obstacles, which cause obstacle, you are free from that. Putting yourself in that situation, then so you can see there's a whole journey, a whole path, and you complete. It's not that it's not that you do again, you do again after then disappear, then again you practice, you again disappear. Not like that. Just one. It's just it's just a one time practice, one time work. Sorry, one time practice. Dharma practice is just one time. Achieving path is one time. Achieving liberation, enlightenment is just one time. It's like some sort of pleasure. Some sort of pleasure you do again and again, no end, endless. So not like that. Here in Dharma, one time. So that's one thing we have to understand. That's one thing we have to see. We have to remember that again and again. This is just one time. Samsara pleasure. We have been experiencing whatever samsara pleasure. Whatever samsara pleasure we experience numberless times from beginningless birth. So whatever pleasure, not only human beings' pleasure, but even Sura, Asura, Devas' pleasure. They have thousands, millions of sense pleasure, sensual pleasure, sense pleasure. See, we experienced those numberless times from beginningless rebirth. There's nothing new, samsara pleasure left. There's nothing new, samsara pleasure left, human or deva. Nothing new is left, which we never experienced from beginningless rebirth. Same, no sufferings left, which we never experienced. Any kind of suffering, sometimes we experienced numberless times from beginningless rebirth. Any suffering, what other sentiments experience, we have gone through that numberless times from beginningless rebirth. Suffering, sura, asura, all that thing. So say, see, there's no sleep, pleasure of sleep, which we never experienced, which we never experienced from beginningless rebirth. There's nothing pleasure of sleep or pleasure of food, pleasure of food, pleasure of beach, pleasure of sex. With every sentient being we had. With every sentient being, numberless helpings, numberless hungers, numberless animals, numberless human beings, numberless surah, numberless surah intimacy. With every, with the human body, with the animal body, with the different bodies, numberless. Not just one time, numberless from beginningless rebirth. Numberless from beginningless rebirth. We think it is first time, no. Because you are thinking only this life. You are thinking only this life. Numberless from beginningless rebirth. Nothing is new. Because we don't remember. Because we don't remember past lives. So okay, so and then then what does do? People who came here, Vajra Yogini in the past here, and who are now here, who are helping the retreat, who will be here coming, and that's what Narendra, all the rest of the students, and all the benefactors in the organization who helped in the past, who now. And so many people who are dedicating their life for the organization, who bear hardships, to benefit of something interesting, but then those who rely on my promise was names given those. All those people, all those who died, who are living in the organization, okay? Who died, who already died, who are living, then all those. and all those whose name we received, and who died, who are sick, who are going to operation, all those, okay? So everybody.